Now, prebiotics are types of dietary fibers that promote the growth and activity of beneficial bacteria in the gut. Integrating prebiotic-rich foods into your meals can contribute to a balanced and thriving digestive system. We are now joined by Nickodemus Mbeeli via Zoom, who is a nutritionist, to give us more details on this discussion. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
All right. How do prebiotics, first of all, differ from probiotics?
Thank you so much. Well, to understand this, we first have to look at the gut of a human. We have bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that are living within us. And when we eat food that contain these live, good microorganisms, that's probiotic. However, these probiotics have to be fed. And we eat now food containing fiber. That is now what we call prebiotics.
Oh, very well. Thank you so much for explaining that. But now in my introduction, I also mentioned that, these are as a result of beneficial bacteria in the gut. We've always known as laymen that bacteria is bad for us. Please explain in which way bacteria can be good in the body.
Very well. When we have our diet as we eat it, about 80 to 90% of food, as humans, we don't have the necessary tools or enzymes to digest them. We need help from our friendly microorganisms in order to digest that. And now we have to feed them with fiber in order for them to thrive and help us to digest and make vitamins and help us to absorb minerals, as well as they help us to make neurotransmitters.
Thank you so much for explaining that, Mr. Mbeeli. Now, how do prebiotics really work to support gut health and the overall well-being of a human being?
Well, basically, as we said, prebiotics are the fiber that feed our probiotics, so that when we are getting all the benefits of a healthy skin, or you are getting no brain fog because you digested your food well, it's something we can attribute to the help we are getting from these microorganisms and them having been fed prior to helping us digest the food.
What are some of the common food sources that contain these beneficial microorganisms?
Probiotics, or food with beneficial microorganisms, are fermented food. We are speaking of fermented cabbage food we call sauerkraut. We are talking of yogurt, kefir, as well as some types of cheese that still may have live microorganisms.
Very well. Are there specific health conditions or issues that prebiotics can help alleviate or manage?
Well, there are skin conditions that when a person has a healthy gut, get to be alleviated. We're talking of eczema, some type of acne, folliculitis, and all this. We are speaking of joint pain and other diseases like rheumatoid arthritis. Can also, a person who suffers from this can also benefit from a healthy gut, as well as mental health can also benefit from this.
Now, we do know that too much of one thing is not a good thing, and that is how we've always been advised. So what are the potential risks or considerations when incorporating prebiotics in one's diet?
Thank you so much for that. Well, we know very well that the bacteria and other microorganisms that are in the gut of a human, majority of it should be in the large intestine. However, there is now problems like small intestinal bacteria overgrowth, where you find they have moved up to the small intestine. And if the person is eating a lot of fiber, these microorganisms may now turn that fiber into gas when they are fermenting it. People get to be bloated and pain may also start there. That is something to be considered before a person switches to a diet full of prebiotics that they didn't have before.
You have explained earlier to our viewers tuned in this morning about some of the foods they can consume that contain prebiotics. But when there is a lack of those foods, perhaps, are there supplements available that could aid with that?
Indeed. There are supplements. Some can be found in pharmacies, in our usual shops like Clicks, Discount. However, it should be pointed out that supplement industry is an unregulated industry, often with no third-party testing. One can claim on their label that this food contains this or that, even when it doesn't even come close to that. So the caution here is for individuals to work with their doctors, their nutritionists, as well as dietitians to be guided on choosing the trusted brands.
Now, there is a saying that goes, one shoe does not fit all, and I guess this applies especially when it comes to health-related matters. Sir, can you please help us understand or explain to our viewers how they can personalize their diets in order to maximize benefits of prebiotics, especially in accordance with their unique health benefits or the goals that they have? Because, as I said, one shoe does not fit all.
Thank you so much. The best way to personalize one's diet is to first start with food that we call whole, real food. A food that you can hold in front of your great-grandmother and they can recognize it as a food. That is the best place to start. We are talking of eating an apple instead of drinking commercial apple juice, eating real steak instead of a salami or any other manufactured types of meat. When you go for real whole food, it's highly likely that nothing goes wrong and you can now start to eliminate some of the food there that may bring you problems and leave in ones that benefit you.
All right. As we round up our conversations, can you please give us your final remarks in as far as prebiotics is concerned?
Well, people need to know food that is compatible with their guts. They can get to know this by getting in consultation with nutritionists, dietitians, as well as doctor. And these are people that are available for us everywhere, given that now consultations can even be given via Zoom and video calls like this.
Thank you so much for making time to educate us this morning.
You're welcome.
Well, that was a conversation with Nickodemus Mbeeli, who is a nutritionist, and we were discussing prebiotics, what they are, its benefits, and how one can best, get them, as from whole foods. And if not able to, you can also get them from, that is, supplements.